And that can bring a whole lot of symptoms. Let me tell you about it. Hi, I'm Jess. I'm 43. Let's talk about perimenopause. I started perimenopause really young in terms of the average age. So perimenopause lasts 5 to 10 years before your period actually stops. And there is not a lot of education around it. I only educated myself on it because I know that the women in my family go through menopause really young. My mum was 41 when her period stopped. My older sister had her period stop at 45, and all of the women above my mum were all in their early 40s when their period stopped. The average age in Australia to reach menopause, so reaching menopause is essentially you haven't had a period for 12 months. The average age for that in Australia is 51. So for the 5 to 10 years before the age of 51, or roughly, because obviously it's an average, you might be earlier or older, for the 5 to 10 years prior to your period completely stopping, you go through perimenopause, and that can bring a whole lot of symptoms. Let me tell you about it. TouchBio have actually released this at-home testing kit, which tests for your FSH levels. So FSH is follicle stimulating hormones, and this is something that's produced in the brain that regulates your menstrual cycle. So as your ovarian reserves decline in that menopause transition, the FSH level will often rise. So this is what that is testing. Let's talk about symptoms. The first indication for me was at 37 that something might be changing. So I had regular periods my entire life, always on a 28-day cycle, and all of a sudden at 37 my period became super irregular. I was having anywhere from like 18-day cycles to 60 days. At 38 it was hot flushes, weight gain, and extreme rage. At 39 it was chin hairs, insomnia, and really black dog days, deep dark depression days for no reason that I could not get out of. At 40, I started having a lot of really long gaps with not having any periods. So I was going 3 to 6 months without a period, and then it would start again. So I'd be on the countdown and be like, yes, I'm nearly done. Because you know you've got to get to that 12-month mark. And then I would get one. And what do you know? The calendar resets. At 41, I had a really bad frozen shoulder for an entire year, on and off. I don't know what it was. There was no good reason for it, but frozen shoulder is one of those unknown perimenopause symptoms, and I didn't know until I started investigating it. But for one whole year, I kept getting the worst frozen shoulder, and anyone that has had one will tell you they are excruciating. They affect your sleep, they affect everything. And I would wake up one day and I would have it, and I would have it for a few days, and then it would disappear again. A few weeks later, it would come back. Absolute nightmare. The other thing that happened at 41, which was unexpected, is that I lost the ability to... So again, no idea why that happens, but for a few months, I just could not get there. And I'm someone that is really easy to get there. So this was absolutely terrifying for me, terrifying. And I have warned my sister, all of my friends, I'm like, if you go through a period where you cannot, then don't panic, because it will come back. At 42, I noticed that I was losing a lot of my hair. My hair had thinned out dramatically. And I spoke to my little sister. She's 16 months younger than me, so she's kind of just behind me on this trip. And she also said that she was losing a lot of hair as well. So I think something happens obviously with our hormones, but prepare for your hair to be thinning. The age of 43, where I am now, I'm still having a lot of long period gaps. So I actually went 8 months without a period, and I really thought that I was there. I really thought 12 months, yes, this is going to be me. I'm not going to have any more periods. I'm going to be done. Alas, I then got a period, and the clock starts again. So now we're on the countdown, and I'm just back at irregular periods. I'll get them every few months, or I'll then get one every 3 weeks. There's no rhyme or reason. But what I will say, at the age of 43, so I've been perimenopausal for 6 years. At the age of 43, I will say that a lot of the worst of the symptoms have calmed down for me. So I do feel like I am nearing the end, which I am so grateful for. So a lot of the extreme rage is gone. I don't often have as much insomnia anymore. The hot flushes are pretty irregular now. Like, that doesn't happen very much. So a lot of the symptoms at the age of 43 have calmed down dramatically for me. And now I spend a lot of my time educating my friends who are just starting their perimenopause journey, because obviously I was early. So I went through it all early, and now I tell them, this is what to expect. This is what to expect. This is what to expect. So here I am telling you, in case you don't have a big sister, a friend, someone who has gone through it before you, that can give you the down low. Anyway, something that will never calm down is the chin hairs. The girls will get me. I swear to God, those bad boys pop up. You've just done the whole thing, and then you get in the car and you go, and then you can't stop touching it all day. Do you know how frustrating that is? And as someone with dark skin, you know that I get dark chin hairs as well. Although the most hilarious thing happened the other day. I get a little hair that pops out of this mole just here, and it's turned grey. And I'm like, it's a win. I'll take it. It's really hard. A lot of doctors will quite often tell you that you are too young to be going through it. If you're in your 30s, if you're in your late 30s, like I was, a lot of them will be like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's too young. But what I want to say is that you know your own body, you know your own cycle. So just trust yourself, educate yourself. And I had to really advocate for myself and say, no, like, my mum was really young, her mum was really young, her mum was really young, my sister was really young. Like, there is a really big genetic component in it. So ask your mum when her period stopped, and it will probably give you a really good indication of when you will start to go through all of the same things. Future me popping in. The test was really quick and simple to do. That is my positive result. I'm in my ovulation phase at the moment as well, so I really wanted to do it when I was possibly in like peak hormone season. So that's my positive result. You can obviously get a second test. It is highly recommended to do a second one. So do it at 2 different times in your cycle. If you get a negative result and you're still pretty certain that you are, maybe just try doing it in a different time of your cycle. Anyway, go and check them out. Didn't know this existed until really recently, but what a great tool that women can use to check to see if they are on the perimenopause journey. Have a good day.